Hello everyone, my name is RNZ. Today we are going to look at the dataset that I have chosen for the final project for this semester. So there are many different ways that we are able to nourish our plants / crops, whether it's able to harvest or to keep around for a while. And some of those methods that we use are manure, compost, or fertilizers. And today we're going to look at the consumption of fertilizers. So what's in this data set that we have obtained? So it's a certain number of significant values from the year of 1960 to 2014 based on the United States consumption of fertilizer by several nutrients. And the three nutrients that they focused on was nitrogen, phosphate, and potash. So in order to analyze this data, we are going to use MATLAB, and our main function that we decided to call was fertilizer data. And since there's no input necessary, because there is only one data file that we are currently utilizing. And one last thing as to why did we use this data set. As I said, there are different methods of how we nourish our plants and crops, and with the advancement of technology, with GMOs, we can utilize this data and the analyses to see the amount of each compound used and maybe make changes in efficient fertilization down the line. So enough of my chit chat, let's take a look at the program that we have made. So as you see right now, we are currently in the MATLAB arena, and over here, this is all the code that we have created to in order to analyze the data. So we have 4 functions. So our first function is going to be the average yearly consumption of fertilizer used per year. For our second function, it is the average number of compound consumption. Our third function is going to be the relative abundance when it comes to how many years was the highest compound, which was nitrogen, which was the most abundant, and how many years of that. And as well, we're within that function, we're going to analyze when phosphorus is greater than potash and when potash is greater than phosphorus. And lastly, our function, we are going to use, for example, a specific value inputted by the user, and to find the total amount of compound in each out of the 3, and calculate the total amount in short tons value. So let us run the program. So over here, as you see, this is the menu, and we have the 4 options that in order to analyze the data. So the first one, our first function, which is consumption per year, let's click on that. And over here, this shows us a graph of the years versus the amount of fertilizer used per year. So let's run this again. For our second function, which was consumption per nutrient, this illustrates another graph of the type of fertilizers versus the amount that was used in each category and the total amount. And for our third function, which is the relative abundance through the years, this gives the whole analysis of the whole data set when it comes to how many years was the highest compound versus the total amount of each compound. And for the last function, which is one of my favorite and one of the most interactive ones, which is the find the specific value of the fertilizer in that certain unit that we are looking at. So I will click find the specific value, and over here in the command window it prompts me enter a year between 1960 to 2014 that you would like to look at. So let us put in, for example, 2013. So once I put 2013 in, a menu will pop up and it'll ask me which compound would I like to see, and I can choose from nitrogen, phosphate, potash, or the total amount. So let's click phosphate. So over here in the command window, it will calculate the total amount of phosphate used in 2013 with the value used in short tons and of the answer 2. So let us do it one more time, and I'm going to click find a specific value again, and I am going to click 2013 one more time. So let's see the total amount of the fertilizer used in all of the year for all of the compounds. And here we are. Here's the value that we have calculated. So as you see, this is our program that we have created along with our 4 functions that we have decided. And I hope you found this entertaining. And again, this is the analysis of fertilizer consumption in the United States from 1960 to 2014. Thank you very much. Have a good day.